So I was gonna wait until I posted this video because part of me wants to get a black buffer tube that I think will go a little bit better with the color scheme, but I might just paint it black because it's cheaper. Buffer tube alone is like 50 bucks. That's just unnecessary. But anyway, this is my build so far, right? So I do have the Yankee Hill bottom receiver with a PSA Palmetto State Armory upper, which did come with the 6-hour Romeo 5, which is an incredible deal. The 6-hour Romeo 5 with the upper and built-in backup iron sights. It was $400. You can't fucking beat that, especially on an 11.5-inch platform. It's hard to find. So I copped that. I did take the irons off because they do kind of get in the way with my setup with the red dot. It's not actually code witnessing anymore because I did put a riser on it to give me a little bit more level eye clarity or level eye placement. But I did go with the, what do you call it? I believe it's like AT3 or SB. It's the SB4 pistol brace. I went with the Magpul 4th gen sling. I did order, I don't even know what the name of this part is, but it's the part that goes on the back of the lower receiver that has a actual sling point on it. And honestly, this feels a lot more comfortable than when I was putting the sling on the actual brace. So I do like this part. Part of me still thinks it'll look better if I do get a black buffer tube. But anyway, so you know, I got a little bit of furniture. Got the dye-free Kung Fu grip, which I love, and the matching dye-free Tiger Claw hand stop, or the forward stop, whatever you want to call it. No, it's a hand stop. I did go with the Streamlight ProTac 2.0 flashlight, which I do like. It's one of the few on the market that comes with the pressure pad, so that's awesome. Wasn't too much on that. I did also recently put some flip up backup 45-degree sights on it, so you know, if anything does happen to the red dot, you can just kind of slip it to the side, use those irons, which were pretty cheap. I got these off Amazon. I wasn't trying to spend $100 for a pair of sights that do the same exact shit. So I went cheap on this. Everything else is not super cheap, including the bolt carrier group, which I did want to spend the most money on so I can get a quality part. This is a Sharps Rifle Co. bolt carrier group. This is a hardcore heavy duty bolt carrier group that's also meant for running a suppressed setup, because it does have a adjustable gas tube or an adjustable gas key on the top of it. So if it's a little bit under gas, you can just, you know, turn it to the left, get a little bit more gas. If it's over gas, you can do the same thing on the opposite direction. I did go with the Breek Arms Sledgehammer charging handle, which is also meant to mitigate gas. It's got little channels cut into the bottom, and it's got this little hole on the side that's supposed to help the gas escape, so it's not over gassing your face when you're trying to shoot it. So I did keep that in mind. I do want to eventually run a suppressed setup, but suppressors are super expensive, so that was going to be one of the last parts I was going to purchase, along with the red dot magnifier, which I have not purchased yet. There we go. So anyway, just slap that bad boy back in. So I did go with Strike Industries for the takedown pins. Also went with Strike Industries for the magazine release, also an FDE. I honestly don't remember what company it is for the safety release, but I did go with the 45-degree throw instead of the 90 because it's much shorter. For some reason, with the 90-degree throw, when you're like, you know, in it and you're trying to flip it back up, it's too much length. I don't know. Personally, when I got my magazine release, I did go with an ambidextrous setup, so you can release it from both sides. But I don't really like that, because when you're running like reload drills and you pop a new mag in that bad boy, your first intention is to just slap that bolt lock back in. But because the bolt lock is so close to the magazine release button, I often hit the magazine release on accident, and then out comes the mag. That's not a good look. So I am thinking about getting a regular magazine release that's not ambidextrous, just for that reason. Am I missing anything? I think that's about it so far. I did have a, I can't remember who makes this, but just a little sling point on the side. Magazines, I can't even remember this company. MFT. I mean, this one's empty. This is the first one of the first mags I bought. I went ahead and got this one. I like the window. And I watched a video recently about how hard it is to actually tell how much ammo you have because the numbers don't match up, and I figured it out. It's not based on where the bullets fall on the markers. I did put numberings on here so I can remember, but it's where the bottom of the, I don't know what is that called, the magazine spring, I don't even know what the bottom of that plate is called, but wherever this is at, that's the identifier of where how much ammo you have. So if this is all the way down, it's at the 30 round mark. If this is here, then you have 25 rounds left. If it's here, then you have 15, 10, so forth and so forth. I did go with a round that I wasn't familiar with, but it was offered by Saber, which is like one of PSA's upper level kind of brands. Like they have the Saber dagger, they have the Saber rifle. These are a 75 grain soft point non-bonded 5.56 round. And when I say soft point, I really mean soft point. This one right here, I don't know if you can see it. You see how it's kind of bent? So this round was loaded in the magazine, and I tried to charge it, but I was charging like a complete noob, you know what I mean? When you pull it back and then you try to release it slow, I should just, that's how you want to charge your weapons. You don't want to guide the round back in. You want to just let it smack, because that's what it's designed to do, and that's going to help it feed better. So when I did that, this round actually got stuck. It got jammed beneath the feeding ramp, and I had to kind of like maneuver it out. And it's a legitimate soft tip. This motherfucker is bent to the side, just the tip. So of course I'm not going to use this round because that could be hazardous. So, but so far these rounds have gotten good reviews. I haven't been able to go to the range just yet. Ammo is very expensive right now. For I went with this brand because it looked good and it was very affordable. For 20 rounds, it was only 12 bucks, 12, 13 bucks, which is really fucking good for a 5.56 round. But now I need more because I need to take this to the range. But this is my setup so far. That's another thing, when these magazines are brand new and the springs haven't adjusted yet to the tension, this magazine would not lock in to the gun, and I was very worried. But if you just put it in slow and hear that click, it'll stay. Once you shoot a few mags, it'll loosen up and it won't be as much of a hassle, but I had to learn that the hard way. So if you do get yourself a new AR-15 and you have a fully loaded magazine that's not quite seating, put it in slow, push it slow, and hear that click. But yeah, this is what I'm working with so far. I do like my baby 11.5 inch AR-15 5.56 in the black and FDE configuration with the optics riser, ready to rock. What you think so far? I don't know why, but I always forget to talk about the trigger in these videos. But for the trigger, I did go with a LaRue 2-stage trigger that is kind of like a mix between a straight and a curved trigger. I do like this 2-stage. I went with the 2-stage instead of 1-stage because I feel like with 1-stage you don't get as much accuracy. With the 2-stage, you get a little bit of give before you hit that wall. So it's a very light trigger. I believe it's like 3 pounds. And it's got a very nice reset on it. So I do love this trigger. Give that little give so you can get your accuracy. It's also nice in for like what do you call it, like law enforcement purposes. If you do have to aim at a target, especially in a close range scenario, especially if they're around civilian, innocent, anything like that, you want to be able to prep your finger for that shot. With a 1-stage trigger, it's pretty much click boom. But with a 2-stage trigger, you do get that little bit of give before you hit that wall, so you can kind of prep for the shot, keep it steady, and then when you're ready, let it go.